Welcome back to On the Couch. And of course, I'm your host, Siobhan Clark. I have with me Mr. Ralph Burrows and his son, Kijan, yeah? Kijan Burrows.
Bean.
Kijan Bean. I'm sorry, Kijan, well, Bean, Burrows, two B's. I'm just teasing you, Kijan Bean. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So, of course, Mr. Burrows, you've had, quite some experiences in the last couple of years.
Yeah, November 27, 2010, I got shot up at St. Monica's Mission up 42nd, you know.
And what led you to St. Monica's, or many people know it as 42nd, on that day?
Well, during those times, you know, I was using drugs. You know, I was a full-fledged drug addict at the time, you know. And my choices, really, it was a bad choice I made. I was up to buying drugs somewhere 4:30 in the morning. And as I left a friend of mine's house, I heard shots. I never saw it. I never even felt it, to tell you the truth. My friend on the bike behind me felt it. He was screaming, but it happened so fast. You know, slug went through my neck, smashed my spine instantly. I was paralyzed instantly. You know, I was riding a bike, so I just smashed right into a wall, no control over the bike. But I mean, the best thing that came out of that, I didn't feel any pain, you know, because I felt his pain screaming on the ground. But I know that it was hard for me because I laid on that ground dying. You know, two people came out there and saved my life because I was choking on my own blood and suffocating and stuff, you know.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. How has that incident changed your life? I mean, obviously, you know, you're living with paralysis. So just share with us what that experience
I'm
is.
paralyzed from the neck down. I do have use of my arms, a little movement in my right hand. I'm left-handed by nature, so that by my left hand. Year before that, I got chopped off with machetes, you know.
Oh, wow.
Lost the use of my left arm. So it's been hard, you know, but since this has happened, you know, and I have to say this, that it's only through God that I'm hurt, because I was dead, you know, and I was giving up in the hospital. I didn't want to live like this, you know. I wasn't a good person, so to say, at the time, you know. As my sons, I wasn't a good father to my son, you know, but he never strayed away from me, never got mad with me, he was sympathetic with me, you know. And today I'm so glad we have a relationship today, you know. That means a lot to me. My son's still in my life, you know, because his mother's not here today, you know.
So what types of challenges did you go through, Kijan, with your dad, you know, growing up? Well, were you a drug addict during the majority of his life, or just recently?
Majority. Both from the time he was aged 4 years old, I started using drugs. I always, sometimes when we talk, I always try to express to him like how sorry I was, like not being there, not, you know, damn broken promises. Dad is coming to get you, you know. That kind of hurt me, you know.
How has your views about life changed? Because you made a very powerful statement by saying that, you know, the Lord spared your life. You know, it's by the grace of God, really, that you're here with us.
Well, since being in the hospital, you know, I remember being in ICU and I just wanted to die. Like, you know, I stopped fighting. I was giving up. I was dying. I was on my way out. My family was planning my funeral, to tell you the truth, because I just didn't want to live like this, you know. And my mom at that time, she attends Mount Zion Church, and Reverend's up there, Pastor Reverend Chikima and his wife, and they used to come see me, and Reverend Thompson, and you know, I came up in the church. I sang in the choir. I did all those things. You know, I was an A student in school. I played soccer most of my life for Somerton. I had scholarships to go away to play soccer, and I didn't capitalize on any of that because I was using drugs. You know what I mean?
Well, what took you to drugs if you had so much?
My friends.
Your friends.
Hanging around. You know, my friends. First, it started off. It really started off sports. I ran track and field too, football, and I was a good player. You know, I played for Somerton Trojans at the time, and I was a good player. And I used to remember guys used to pay me marijuana to school girls. So I made sure I used to go out there and school a lot of girls so I could smoke, you know, and they used to take me out at 14, 15. And when I got into the first division team at 16, that was like, wow, I'm reached, you know. I didn't even want to leave her to go away to school because then I'm nobody out there. Right here, I've got women hanging around me, you know. old, false dreams I was looking at, but today it's different. So since when I was in ICU, Reverend Thompson came to me and one day says, you don't have to live like this, it's better things for you, you need to rededicate your life to God. And it took about 2 weeks, because I just wouldn't speak to anybody, I was just delaying, crying every day. So one day I decided to do that, and I started praying, and I noticed after 2 days of rededication, I found myself feeling better, my moods got better, and I just prayed and prayed and prayed, Today, like, I just give all thanks and glory and honor to God, because that's what's keeping me. I have bad days, but I pray, I read my Bible, I have my little computer, I only type with my thumb, but that's how I stay. I have to read my Bible. I have nurses that are Christians, they come in my room, they pray with me. And to some people who don't know God, they wouldn't know that feeling, but to me that's awesome,
What do you say to members of the public who may judge you and say, you've made these choices, this is what's happened to you, so, you have some harsh people who don't really feel like they should feel sorry for you.
And that's okay. That's on them. That's their onus. I don't have to earn that.
Sure.
Within myself, I know. Like, if my family knows, because I drove them away from me, they're back from me. If I go there and start picking up and using, they'll know. Because it's not hard. Don't think because I'm in a wheelchair I can't go use drugs.
Of course.
It's not hard. I'm being offered. I'm sat off outside. Watch guys use. Let's go for a walk. Take me over Botanical Garden. They pick up the use. I tell them, take me back. Because I'm frightened, because I'm a drug addict, and I love to use drugs. I just don't love the consequences of it. You know what I mean? I have to be honest about that. And I can't handle those consequences. I'm allergic to it. I break out in places like prison. That's my type of thing. I can't handle all that. Spent too much of my life in prison. Most of my life's been in and out of prison. To support a drug habit. Close to 11 years in and out of jail. It's been hard, but today I'm happy. My son's here. He supports me hard. He don't pop in as much, but we talk. You know what I mean? He comes, he surprises me though. I wake up mornings and he's standing in there. Visiting hours start at 12. His there at 10 o'clock mornings.
And he's your only child?
Yes, my only child. So, I have to ask him all the time, how you getting there? He says, don't worry, Daddy, I broke in. But he always seems to surprise me, And my mom, everybody, my church family, I have the lady up there in the yellow, Miss Caprice Smith.
Yes.
She's
been
a soldier in my life, you know what I mean? She provides all my transportation, because first I was paying for transportation. Back and forth to church was costing me $100 every time. And I didn't like paying. I don't mind paying, but that's costly. I don't have that type of money,
Of course.
My church offered to pay, but they shouldn't have to do that either, But without a doubt, like Capri makes sure that if she can, I have transportation wherever I need to go,
Sure.
Whether it's speaking in the schools, because I do that now. Go talk to the kids about making choices in life. I just show them my life story and how I made bad choices, and that they don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Because I look at it, some of these kids, you're making these choices. You can't even go there and get a job if you're marked as part of a gang.
That's right.
Where you going to work?
That's right.
Boss tells you stay on, tell you got to work up Somerset, you're fired.
And actually, there are quite a few businesses that will say that they have had those incidents where they have had to shuffle employees because they can't go in certain areas, or they let them go.
And, the question that I'm going to ask you most is, what gang was I part of? Never been part of a gang. I'm too old for that. These guys are younger than my son that out to do this. I never. And I grew up in the age where we guys used to fight, and on Friday night out in the session, and Saturday night when you see in next session, drinking and partying again. That's how it was back in my day. Not today. It's like they're playing for keeps. Like there's no fighting no more. They just want to take your life. And I said this before. They're not hurting the person who they're shooting, They're hurting the person's families, That person's dead and gone.
That's right.
It's the families that are suffering. Definitely.
So, Kijan, what's it like for you to see your dad in the wheelchair and to see this change in him, this positive change in him?
Well, like I said, I didn't say that. At first, I was kind of angry. I was just real confused because I didn't know what to do, didn't know how to live with it, and just seeing his attitude at first, like you said, he didn't want to be around. Because, it's just a a lot for me to deal with at first. But as I saw his change and his attitude start to switch and his spirits got hard, it just made it easier for me.
Well, coming from the ICU, you've come a long way.
Yeah, getting fat.
You said getting fat? That's that good, wholesome food I see in the pictures on Facebook.
I buy a lot of pizzas.
Pizza?
I order a lot of pizza.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I spend a lot of money on food. Sometimes your hospital food is all right. But sometimes I like a cheeseburger and pizza, you know. My mom tries to block that hard. She puts notes up on my door. Don't feed him, give him nuts and grains and whole vegetables.
You're like, don't listen to her. I'm a grown man.
I ignore it because I have a wallet, so I buy what I want.
So what does the future look like for you? Because your spirits are high.
You know what
awesome.
I was thinking about the other day. You know what I really would like to do is get involved with trying to start a thing where the kids of these parents that's been shot and killed start a little something where these kids can start a fund for these kids of parents that have been taken from them and try to help when it comes to going to school. Try to help. That's what I really have in my head. I haven't quite worked it out yet. I haven't quite spoke to the people yet.
Sure.
But that's what I really. It's not about me, you know, because I'm going to get my job out of just helping everybody else. You know what I mean? Like I need money for a wheelchair, but I pray on that. That's going to happen. I'm not even worried about that. Everybody else worries about it more than me. You know, they say, "Oh, you need a wheelchair." I said, "Yeah, it's cool." You know, but just the other day, somebody told me, "Don't worry about it. It's taken care of." So I left that alone. You know.
Yes.
But my thing is to try to help other people right now, especially like they said, the kids of these victims, guys that have been murdered, the children, because, you know, they're hurting. They need counseling, even helping them pay for counseling and stuff like just, you know, raise funds to help other people. And I mean, that's my overall goal right now. That's what I really want to do, start a fund for that. You know?
Okay. Well,
So as long as I keep getting out there and speaking, maybe, you know, that will help.
Absolutely. You're doing some great things, Ralph, and of course I'm very sorry of what you've been through. I do believe that the Lord has a plan for you, and I think the action has started already. So I wish you all the very best. And Kijan, I know you're sitting here being modest. I wanted you to say, well, I've been to acting school and yada, 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 yada. So I know there's going to be some great things coming from you as well. Yeah.
I didn't really, he came back from school because I got shot and I was irritated about that, you know, because he was away in school, in acting school, and that was his dream to become an actor. I remember him telling me, "Daddy, when I make it, I'm taking you with me, man." I remember him telling me that, you know, and I'm always so proud of him. I mean, I'm proud of him. He's a hard worker. He has his own place. He works.
Yes.
He's a good kid, you know. I'm glad he's not involved in all this stuff.
Yeah.
He's a man, you know.
Yes.
He's a real man. That's why I love him so much, you know. Makes good choices, unlike choices I made. But like you said, the choices I made help make him a better person.
Right.
You know?
That's right. Sometimes we are the tool that the Lord is using to teach someone else or to help someone else. And maybe that's what your life has been, you know. You've been basically helping to groom yourself.
I mean, okay, like I said, you see me on Facebook. That's my way of keeping in touch with the world right now.
Yes.
I can't dial a phone, but like I said, I can use my computer. So that's what keeps me in touch with everyone. Yes. You know, I mean, life's good today. I have no qualms. It's okay. What I've been through, I'm not ashamed because it's helped make me what I am today. I can't walk. I got my sanity. You know,
but
I might forget a little bit, you know, from being shot. Sometimes my memory's a little blurred, but I'm healthy. I'm here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, thank you very much for joining me on the show, gentlemen. And I wish both of you all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just... in just a few minutes, we will meet Mr. Magic right here on the couch.
Magic was always the avenue that got me to meet different people in different areas.
Okay.
And that's where my playwriting came into, by meeting people and getting involved with people that were into that and helped me create, or rather bring out the creativeness inside of me to actually put pen to paper.